Ahoy people, please don't forget to give this video a like if you like it. Also make sure you sub to the channel by clicking the icon in the bottom right hand corner, and then when you sub to the channel make sure you have your push notifications turned on, that little bell symbol, so that you're alerted anytime we put a new video on our channel. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Alright people, welcome to episode 4 of my new player's guide for Conan Exiles. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the comments and subs and likes and everything. It's been just amazing seeing the feedback, and I'm just greatly appreciative of it, so please keep it up. Just got back from my trip, so there was a little bit delay in video making, but we should be able to make a couple here and knock them all out. And then lastly, I just want to mention that the giveaway is still going on for the 5 free keys. All you have to do is go to my channel, go to the playlist, you'll see the giveaway video. Click on the description, there's a little link there, it'll take you right to Gleam where you can enter, and that'll go through tomorrow the 19th at 11:59 Arizona time. And then after that, on Sunday the 20th, Gleam will draw 5 winners for the giveaway, and then I'll be contacting those 5 people. You can also just go to the same Gleam website and see who the winners are on Sunday. Okay, with that out of the way, I wanted to make this video a little bit more of a tutorial than it was a playthrough. A lot of people said that I didn't get straight to the point, and so that's the goal of this video. So in the last video, we basically did a lot of farming, and we started making bricks, and we started making iron bars, and we started making shaped wood to start getting our tier 2 going. But before we put all of our wood and stone and iron into making that, there was a couple other things we needed to do with some more benches. We planned on getting thralls in the next episode. In order to do so, there was a couple things that had to be done. So first, let me talk about what I did here. So I built stairs to put my thrall wheel, and it's just where I built. I mean, you can do this any other way, but in order to get a thrall up to a thrall wheel, you cannot climb. You cannot climb while trying to carry a thrall. So what I did was I basically built stairs, and then I built this nice big giant platform, and then I put my lesser wheel of pain here. I also put my altar here as well for my god Ymir, and I did a lot of farming to get this done, but it's not that bad. It just takes a little bit of time, but this is where I decided to put everything. And so the reason why I built the altar of Ymir is if I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start killing monsters and NPCs, if I hit them with this hoarfrost axe, it basically gives me 2 ice shards. And by putting ice shards into the machine, into the altar, and crafting ice, it gives me these manifestations of zeal. And so we need manifestations of zeal in order to upgrade to a tier 2 altar. So I made this axe, which also gave me a manifestation of zeal, because as I'm pulling NPCs, I'm going to be looking for certain ones. So I'm going to be killing a lot of NPCs before I pick the thrall I want to bring with me. And so I'm going to be hitting them with this axe to get those ice shards in order to make this ice, in order to get these manifestations so I can upgrade my altar. Now, talking about the Wheel of Pain, so this is what it costs to make the altar. It's just some more stone, wood, and twine. And then the Wheel of Pain costs some iron bars, but other than that, it's not too terrible either. You can see it's 220, 210, 100 iron bars, 30 twine. If you have 3 forges going and you're in this area, getting 100 iron bars is not a problem at all. So the one thing to know about the lesser Wheel of Pain is you can only put 1 NPC in here at a time to break them into a thrall. In order to convert to a thrall, you need to feed the NPC on the wheel, and you can do that with making gruel. So gruel is probably the most common. Other people put in different cooked foods in here. People believe that certain cooked foods actually make it go quicker, but the average thing is gruel, which is basically seed and plant fiber. You put them in a campfire, which I'll show you in a minute, and it makes gruel, and that's how you feed these suckers. Once you get to the higher wheels, so at level, I believe 30, I think it's level 30. Yep, so at level 30 you get a regular Wheel of Pain, and that can hold up to 4 thrall NPCs at a time to break into thralls, and then at level 50 you get a greater wheel, which I think can hold up to 8. So in the interim, if you have a lot of resources and a lot of time, you could put multiple wheels of pain here so that you can break multiple thralls at a time. Otherwise, you're waiting to do one at a time. Another thing to note is that in all your crafting stations, you're going to have this little thrall box. This is where you can put a thrall after he's been broken on the wheel, and he helps the crafting station. So for example, this particular wheel of pain, the thrall you would put in here is a taskmaster. The taskmaster will speed up the time it takes to make any one of these thralls. And so pretty nice to have that you can speed up the time by putting in a taskmaster. So if you find one, get him. I'll get into all the different thralls in the next episode and what they do and all that, but I just want to kind of show you that. So we built this platform, and we also needed to build a couple more crafting stations and get some items before we're going to go out and we're going to start pulling thralls and breaking them on our wheel. So I wanted to kind of go into that in this episode as well. So the first thing that I made here is this Firebowl cauldron. This is made at level 15 is the feat level you have to beat to unlock the feat right here, level 15. And in here you can make, this base is for enhancing potions. This is a healing potion called aloe extract. If you put this on your bar, it functions just like a healing potion. You can make dragon powder, which is used to make explosives. This reaper poison, you can actually put poison on your brand new daggers that you have here, and then this poison does extra damage. You can make steel fire, which is used to upgrade to tier 3 building materials and also used in explosives. Stone consolidant, that's the same thing. This is used to turn your bricks. You add brick plus stone consolidant into a forge, and it actually turns it into hardened bricks, which is used for tier 3, which we'll cover later. These are just basically a potion that cures poisons and disease and all that stuff. Water orbs are used in making orbs like fire orbs, gas orbs, and oil orbs. Those can all be seen in a video I have on the whole thing about making orbs. You need a alchemist thrall in order to do that, so you have to knock one out, drag him, put him on your wheel, break him, and then you can put him on this crafting station right here. And when you do that, it will actually open up some orbs that you can use for other things. Like I said, whole video on that. And then the main reason why we built this one right away was for this yellow lotus potion. This is our reset potion. So basically it resets both our feats and our attributes. Unfortunately, you can't reset one or the other. You got to reset both. But we need, if we're going to go out and we're going to start beating thralls over the head, we need at least 10, we need the first perk in strength. Thuggery. Every blow you strike with a truncheon deals 100% more concussive damage. And so that's going to make knocking out NPCs and dragging them to our base a heck of a lot easier. And so these little yellow lotus, I mean, they look just like that little yellow lotus symbol. You can find them by water a lot. They're all over the place. It's not hard to harvest 10 of them. And so, you know, making these potions is fairly easy. So don't worry about having to respec multiple times because it's pretty easy at this point. The next thing that I made is a tannery, and the tannery is very simple. Basically, you take bark, which is it's the fuel in a tannery is bark, which you get by hitting trees with a pick, and then you put in hide. So same thing with hide, you get hide from hacking up animals with your hatchet, or if once you hit level 15, you actually can unlock a skinning dagger, your first level skinning dagger, which is right here. So this skinning knife, basically, when you hit a dead animal with the skinning knife, or even humans, it will harvest hide, and only hide, instead of giving you bone and meat and all that. So if you want just hide, this is the best thing to use. So when you want to go on like a hide run, the thing is amazing, especially with the amount of hide you're going to need to produce to put in here. Because once you put hide in, it's going to make leather and it's going to make tar. Leather is going to be used to make pretty much all of your armor. And then of course tar is going to be used to make your steel fire, which is kind of important, as well as your well. If you choose to put a well in, which you can, it costs a ton of tar to get a well built. So just like the other resources, stone, wood, iron, and hide, you just want to do these runs and you just want to keep filling up these machines and keep producing them. And that's why this game is kind of hard for a solo player and much better with at least a duo, if not a group of people. And so the last machine I want to show you is the armor bench. So the armor bench is made by going into feats and choosing this right here, the armor. This will unlock the bench, and this is where you make light armor. And so in order to make light armor, you first have to craft the lining of each of the pieces. So right here, this would be a light lining. You can also see that this is heavy armor up here. This is medium armor down here. So you have the lining, and then you actually have the armor itself. You'll notice that all of these are going to require that you have iron and leather. And so you're going to need to do a lot of leather farming technically to get these to be craftable. So the good thing about the light armor is, as I said in one of the previous videos, is a full set of light armor actually gives you +1 to encumbrance per each, so you get a +5 to encumbrance. So we can probably take out thralls without being armored up, but it's probably a good idea to put on some armor. Now, light armor allows you to be more mobile. It doesn't have the armor class as medium and heavy, but your rolls are much further away. Where medium armor is a little bit heavier, so you have a little bit more protection. You still get a roll, but heavy armor, you pretty much are extremely protected, but you don't get to move around a lot with your dodge roll. So those are the 3 new machines I added, plus the Wheel of Pain, plus the altar. And now a couple of the items that we need to make in order to get some thralls and all that other good stuff. So first things first, now that you have the iron and you have the branches, make an iron pick right out of the gate. The iron pick, I would not suggest using it on any kind of stone. I'd just use it on iron. If you want to hit trees with it, because it's going to give you more bark per hit, then I would use it on trees as well, because you need a lot of bark. It's really hard to get otherwise. And then I'd make myself the iron skinning knife, so that whenever we go and kill humans or kill monsters, we can skin them very easily. The other thing that we need is, if we're going to do thralls, we're going to need a fiber binding. This is basically after you knock them out, you pretty much tie this binding on them and you drag them. Now this fiber binding is the first tier of binding, so as you're dragging, it actually gets damaged, and once it breaks, you lose the thrall. It like breaks off. So we're going to make a fiber binding, but then make sure that you keep twine and plant fiber. I think it's all you need is plant fiber in your inventory, so that you can repair the binding, which we'll show you in the next episode. And then the other thing we're going to need to make is a truncheon. So the truncheon is actually the device we're going to use to beat them over the head to knock them out instead of kill them, so that we can then rope them and drag them back. So this is why we needed to make the tannery, is because we need leather to make the truncheon. So with that being said, if I go to my little box here, you can see I have my thrall ticker, I have my skinny knife, I have my pick, I have my truncheon, I got my daggers. Now I would still keep my level 1 pick on me, just because you're gonna want to repair some things, and it's just good to have, because you don't want to use your good pick. And I'm gonna have my healing potions on me, and we got plenty of food, right? Yeah, we got plenty of food. We'll move that over. I'm gonna have my whole axe on me, because that is what I'm gonna use to chop up the bodies. And then let's see here, what else do I need? Oh, that's pretty much it. I think that's all the gear I'm gonna need when I go out. I could make some iron daggers, but I have to learn the recipe first. And I believe it's going to require some leather, which I don't have a lot of until I go out and go skinning. Yeah, so I'll be okay without leather. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you in this episode. And then in the next episode, we'll actually go to an NPC camp. I'll show you how to use all these things, how to drag one back, and how to put it on the wheel. So hopefully this guide was helpful. Very much quicker guide than I usually do, just trying to streamline it a little bit. If you have any questions on any of the machines, what goes in the machines, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and like the video if you like it, and sub like you guys have been doing. So appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day. This is Vaniverse. Cheers and peace out.